Alrighty guys, today's going to be a really exciting video. We're over at RPM Steering and Suspension, and we're going to show you guys a brand new product that they have for the Super Duty market and now for the OBS axle swap market. So let's go in there, check out this company and the people behind it. Howdy guys.
Hi guys, how you doing?
So here's Dan and Michelle. So they are the owners of RPM Steering and Suspension. They have a super cool product that they want to show us that I think a lot of you guys are really going to want on your rigs. And you know what, take it over.
Hey guys, I'm Don, this is Michelle. So we've been doing steering and suspension for a lot of years, and a couple of years ago we started to lean into the tow rig side of what we do. We've been a Jeep manufacturer for years on hardcore steering and suspension parts. Our customers asked us for tow rig stuff, and so we developed our Ford and Dodge products and been talking to these guys. We're going to do some retrofitting to the OBS stuff for the axles that they're putting under these rigs. This is our kind of product. Now this is a sample of all the products. So some of the ends are not Ford. You're going to see a Dodge end on here. But essentially what we're doing is an aluminum tie rod and drag link set. On the Fords, we're using an F450 sized forging for brute. And then our internals are steel on steel rather than plastic. We have a new jam nut that's just an absolute cool piece. So I can thread it here. It's too tight.
Which is a good thing.
Which is a good thing. So essentially you can see here, this is a pinch sleeve style jam nut. So you're not going to have loose jam nuts on this part because we've got a pinch sleeve style jam nut. The secondary jam nut goes over top of that with a chamfer, and you tighten and torque all that down. We still use a Belleville washer here too. So we've got a serrated washer, 200 foot-pounds of torque here, and then cinching it down with this. You're not going to have a loose jam nut with this. This is what took us so long to come to market, is we wanted to make sure the jam nuts were not going to have the same issues that other companies were having with that.
Absolute quality stuff. And like, we all know that the Super Duties need all the help that they can get. Those big old trucks with that steering, especially once we start throwing 37s, 35s. I mean, you guys, this is incredibly solid, big, beefy stuff. We have one that we're gonna install on the single cab once we get back to the shop.
So we'll give you a tour of the company. You can see kind of where we do all the manufacturing in the back and our CNC equipment and so forth. We'll give you a walkthrough.
Yeah, all the links, all the aluminum is done here in the US, Arizona, Phoenix. Super cool local company. They're super big in the Jeep world. So like if you're a Ford guy and you're not into Jeeps, you might have not heard about that, but you're gonna hear about them, trust me.
Yeah, this is an example up here on the left of one of our Jeeps. This is a suspension we developed about 5 years ago. Bomb travel suspension for Jeep, and all aluminum. You'll see everything we do is an aluminum. We believe in 70-75 T-sync aluminum. It's a very great material for strength, great material for off-road, great material for steering components because of its stoutness and some of its memory slats that it has back to it. So
everything's side house, the R&D. I mean, you guys obviously go into this products off-road. And what do you use to tow this thing out to the rig, to the trail?
So we have a Ram that we tow this with, and we have a Ram steering on that. A buddy of mine has a Ford. We tow with this Ford. We fest our steering on it. Our Ford steering and tested on his rig as well. So we love Ford guys too. So I know you guys are big in Fords, but I own a Ram, but I would have bought you.
It's okay, we'll forgive you.
Yeah, great trucks, all of them though. But diesels have a lot of vibration. They have a lot of these big tires. You're pushing big axles, kind of move stuff around, and the factory steering is needed. So we know that they need help, and this has been a help.
I mean, even the aftermarket is so hard to find something that's good quality selling. So it's so cool seeing you guys come into this world that, I mean, it needs it. It needs it. So I think it's going to be an awesome product. There's more stuff coming down the road for the Super Duties that I think you guys are going to check them out.
Instagram is @arkin_steering. But yeah, you'll see launched products on there. So when you get into our Instagram, that's where we launch products. We were just laughing that sometimes I launch them before they're actually ready to ship. Michelle does the back end work and gets a little frustrated again sometimes. But we are definitely going to be doing some long travel sort of suspensions for big trucks. Keep an eye on that. It'll be over the next year or two. You're going to see some really cool stuff that we're working on that we think is going to kind of be really cool. So that,
yeah, do you want to show us
we'll show you over here. All right, we're back over here to where we do all of our CNC work. And so we have 2 full-time CNC machines in front of all of our aluminum. It's all done in-house. Our aluminum, as you spoke about, is all USA mill stock aluminum. We're not purchasing aluminum from overseas. This is a specific 7075 T6 with a cold finish. All of our ends are hex milled for left and right thread. And then our threads are done with a single point in the CNC machine. So we have precision thread count. And we also test every thread with tooling for CNC work so that we get the same thread every time over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So, but that's what a bar starts. Actually, a bar starts like this with just a cut bar. And then we run it all through our machine and it gets CNC milled for that as well. So, but yeah, this is where all that happens. We have a polishing machine that we use over there. So we do polished and we do black finish as we saw in the bars up front.
Absolutely beautiful product. Just the feel of it. I mean, you recorded me right when I opened the box, and it's such a cool product. Really excited. Throw it in the truck, and then them coming to us, and I told them that it would have to be a different drag link for the OBS trucks that we axle swap, just because of the differences on the frame. And they're like, yeah, no, absolutely not a problem. Send me a couple measurements and we'll make you a custom link. And again, once we get back home, we'll get that on the truck and I'll show you the finished product, but just an absolutely quality product. And I think you guys are really gonna like it. And it's these big trucks, they need, like I said, I've been saying it, they need it.
Well, along that line, and that's what makes us a little different than other companies as well. This area right here. So we CNC everything ourselves. So we do a lot of custom work. And so joining up with you guys was not a big deal, where you couldn't go to a normal company and say, hey, we need this made, but they got to go through some corporate thing and hoops and, you know, make one change for you. We work with a couple shops. We work with a hot rod fabricator who came to us and said, can you make us steering? And we make steering for them that's completely customized for them. And that's part of doing our own CNC work, is we can control that. So we're able to get you a product that works for the OBS stuff for you. Simple and done.
If you guys like what we do in Blowing Diesel for the quality, the customer service, you're gonna get the same from RPM.
Yeah, we're a family business. So myself and my wife started the company. Our son, whose office is right here, he does all of our design work. Our CAD work, runs the CNC crew. My daughter is actually one of the shipping department managers, and she also CNCs as well. So she runs one of the CNC machines and does that. She actually started with us 5 years ago, polishing and manufacturing on the manual lathes for us with my son. So those two started the company with us, have been with us since. So we are definitely a family company. And Dave, our lead welder who runs our shop, he's family extended, kind of, you know, when you become shop family.
Yeah.
Dave has been with us for 12 to 15 years through 2 companies, and he's just part of the family. I mean, he's part of the household around here. So
I know that's awesome to hear. I mean, it's inspiring because I've got a 5-year-old, and I'm building my company. I always say this on camera. I'm building my company to have something that I can leave to my son if he so wants it. And you know, hearing that you're working with your children, your son, your daughter, it's awesome. That's the dream. I mean, so at least it is. So hopefully, I'm glad that it happened for you. Hopefully it happens for me. And again, just a huge thank you.
Well, thank you guys for coming down,
showing us the shop.
We're just, I appreciate it. We look forward to a great future.
Yeah, as well. Again, you guys are going to do great. I look forward to seeing you guys in the Super Duty world.
Yeah.
Just take over like you have on the Jeep world. So really excited.
It's a whole new thing. We're excited.
Yeah.
Alrighty guys, so now that we're back from the RPM shop, well, first of all, I want to say a huge thanks again to Don and Michelle for hosting us and showing us their facilities, their procedures, their products, everything, and so much more. Again, they're great people. Feel like their values really align with our values. And if you guys want to support another great small business, really putting all their effort into a great quality product, definitely check them out. We have all of the steering kits for the Super Duties on our website, including this one that's going to work with your OBS, 05 Plus Axle Swapped OBS. So we'll leave a link down below, blowingdiesel.com. Let's look at this, because I mean, it is just amazing, amazing product quality. And I'm just excited to get all of this installed on the truck. The level of beefiness that's right here, it's truly amazing. I am very happy to be able to have, you know, a product like this and install it on our truck. Again, everything just feels so nice, so solid. And one thing that I love about this is that we'll be able to keep a steering stabilizer. And I say that because kind of seeing this made me get inspired, and I went ahead and ordered a really nice steering stabilizer, like the one that we installed on this truck. And since you guys have been asking me so much over the last few years to make a steering stabilizer, we're gonna go ahead and make one. It's not gonna be in this video because our stabilizer is still not in, and I want it to be in before I start doing that. At least we'll be ready with this tie rod right here. So I'm gonna go ahead, remove all the old stuff from the truck, get all this new stuff installed. I'll show you guys the finished product. The lighting isn't gonna be the best just because it's literally almost midnight on the night before we're supposed to go on our 4th of July trip. But I'm just so excited to install this and get this video out to you guys that I'm gonna, you know, stay a little bit later tonight, get this done so that we can show you guys this on Monday, which, I mean, Monday after the 4th of July. Anyways, let's get to it. Ouch, motherfucker. Freaking pliers bit me. Cool. Okay guys, step 1 is done. Super easy. We removed the old steering, literally 3 cotter pins, 3 nuts, and a couple of blows with a decently sized hammer, and you can get all of your old steering done. Now step 2, and this is just so you can get everything in the ballpark because you're still gonna need an alignment. What I did is I measured center to center, which is usually your grease zerk, and over here I kind of just got as close to center as I could, which gave me, for me, 60 3/4 and 42 1/4 on the drag link. So I'm gonna go ahead, assemble the RPM steering kit, and then try and get those measurements about to there. We are still gonna have to do an alignment on this thing. Now, you guys already know that I do my alignments in-house. It's already midnight. So for tonight, we're just gonna put all the steering on the truck, take care of the alignment, probably another day once we get back from our little mini 4th of July vacation. But yeah, let's go ahead, get all of this thrown together so we can finish our install. Oh, I should probably mention this before I forget. They do send you some candy and obviously some stickers. You know it's good when they send that. We are also gonna start throwing a few extra goodies on some of our orders too, like keychains now that we have that laser. And obviously, you always get a sticker with our stuff too. So also update on the pinch. It is now a blood blister. Nice. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna start putting this together, and we're gonna start by doing the tie rod first. We've got 2 tubes, pieces of aluminum on this kit, a longer, and I think the diameter is even bigger on this one, on the tie rod. So on one end, I want to say that on the RPM side, as you can see, we got a little RPM logo on one side and not the other. On that side, I'm pretty positive that you get the tie rod end that has kind of the pass-through little hole that the drag link goes through on the passenger side knuckle. What you want to do also to assemble this is Dan spent a lot of time designing a product that wasn't going to fail, that wasn't going to come loose. That's what took him so long to have this product out in the market. Part of that is this little serrated ring that goes in here. Again, it's part of the whole locking mechanism on top of your, I don't even know what this is called, to be honest with you, but your double locking lock nut deal over here. So we're gonna do that. We're also gonna install our grease zerk onto this thing. That way everything's nice and ready to go. Not too tight because it's only a little thing. Oh, and I'm also gonna do a little dab of some nasty C's, as Justin likes to call it. I know I hate that I gotta touch this with the stuff on my hands. Okay. Okay, now that we have the passenger side done, we're going to go ahead and do the driver's side. A little dab would do you. And let's get this threaded. This should be regular thread, right-hand thread. I'll throw a little grease zerk on this thing. Nice and tight, but not too much. And I'm going to go ahead, measure everything and see how close we are to our 60 3/4, I believe. Yeah, 60 3/4. I'm actually gonna flip it around so I can measure off of the grease zerk. Oh my god, this stuff is heavy. Holy crap. Whew. Okay, so we are at about 61. So we still gotta go in a little bit. Luckily we have more than enough room. Now we got some of these channel locks that have a soft jaw. These are really nice because they're not gonna marb stuff like this. They're not good for torquing anything, obviously, because it's gonna slip. But for adjusting stuff like this, it's great because again, you're not gonna mar up your nice finishes. Gonna use this. Almost there. Just a little bit more. Okay, so now that we're at 60 3/4, which again, it's about where my toe should be, I'm just gonna go ahead and snug up these jam nuts. I'm not gonna get them tight, just a little bit snug to hold everything in place. At least right now, we're not gonna be driving the truck, not right away, but I do want everything to kind of be held in place. Once you kind of snug these, lock these things in place, they are by design kind of hard to get loose. So again, you don't want to put too much torque on any of this until you know that it's ready to go. So kind of for now, just hand tight. For the time being, it should be everything that we need, that it needs. So we'll get all of this. Again, just hand tight. And then once we know that all of our alignment is properly done, we'll go ahead and get everything torqued. Again, right now, I just want to see this under the truck because I am just so excited. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. In a couple of weeks, give or take, you are going to probably see me install a competitor's kit to this. That is just because it was delivered with a customer's truck for a customer's build. That build happened, that process with that build started happening a couple months ago when I still wasn't in contact with this company. If I was, I would have definitely gotten the customer this kit. And who knows, we might still do something like that. Just this is so nice. I absolutely love the look of this kit. But yeah, the process for the drag link is pretty much the same, so I'm not gonna make you watch this twice. So once I have the drag link all set up and ready to go, we'll go ahead and install it on the truck. My wife has already been calling me, telling me to get my ass home. So we really gotta get this done before I get in trouble. So let's get to it. Alrighty guys, so we've got the links built. This is what you wanna see. RPM logos on the same side, which is basically the passenger side, which is going to have your rod end with basically the longer stud to it and the rod end with no stud, just a hole. And then the other side is going to be your pitman arm side and your one tie rod end with the stud. One thing that I gotta save and make sure that I don't lose is this little sleeve. This sleeve is going to go on our drag link for when we get our steering stabilizer. So do not let me lose this sleeve because I know myself and I will lose it. So we'll put that in a safe place once we go to clean this up. But yeah, I'm gonna throw you guys under the truck somewhere. We'll get this all installed and I'll hopefully get home before I get in trouble. So let's go ahead and do this as quickly as we can. Okay, I know that all you see right now is just a whole bunch of bar all up in your face. So let me get this off the little clamp that I have you on. And wow, that looks good. So let's go ahead, throw the tie rod on and really take a look at this thing and hopefully find a better position for you guys. Okay, so this is the last one, guys. Hopefully won't fight us too much. Please don't fight us too much. Oh yes. Oh, Malanta. It's on, guys. It's on. Holy freaking beefcake. We're definitely going to come back during the daytime, daylight outside, and record this because we need better light. God damn. That's the view right there. Gosh. All right, I'm going to go ahead and snug up all the bolts so that I can pull the truck out of the shop so the guys can work in the morning. And like I said, I am going to come for a couple hours before I leave. But wow. I'll check back in the morning. Final pinch update. Blood blister is looking pretty swollen. I think it's time to poke it and drain it. Okay guys, so it's the next day. So let's check this thing out in the daytime and get some nice shot of this because man, it looks mean. Nothing ever, translates in video all that great, but just look at that steering. I love it. Still gotta wipe it down a little bit and obviously because I go through, do the alignment and torque everything, but overall just so nice. I can't wait to actually go and take this thing on an actual test drive. And then we actually got to go through the entire steering system on this thing. I need a new gearbox, pump, shaft. So yeah, this thing needs to get some love. If you guys want to get this set up for your axle swapped OBS or your Super Duty, check our website, blowingdiesel.com. We'll leave a link down in the description like always. I hope you guys, this is going to post after the 4th of July. So I hope you guys had a great 4th of July celebrating this nation's 250th birthday. I am about to take off right now. Leave a like, leave any comments that you might have down below. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.